Hey guys, I am in the depths of our homeschool planning and I am so excited to start back here, start sharing what's been going on, what we're planning, and today I thought it would make the most sense to start with my vision plan and my overall plan for the year, and then I'll kind of, I think in the next few videos, go over our curriculum and different resources we're going to be using. So one thing I do plan on doing this year is using Instagram more to share like some of our day-to-day scenes and day-to-day resources that we're using. Right now, this week, I've been sharing a bunch of fun math resources. So jump onto Instagram if you use it, follow me. And I'm sharing a lot of my things that I'm sharing in my stories into an autumn 2022 highlight, so you can find stuff there. But yeah, let's get into this. This is going to be our, I think 7th year homeschooling. I actually haven't really been keeping track. Just time keeps going and it's been amazing. I love it. I have zero plans to stop. I want to homeschool them all the way through. But sometimes God has a way of changing things. But currently that's my plan. So one of the things I have been using in the last week and working through is my homeschool vision planner. I created one a couple years ago and I revised it last year. And I've been using that one again this year. And it is just a bunch of questions and prompts and things to get you thinking about your homeschool year. I am not done filling this out right now. I have gone through it a few times, add a few more things each time. I'm really enjoying it. What I want to kind of share and focus on, I did share a brief little bit about this in my Instagram stories yesterday. I want to share our main focus for this year, the verses we're going to be using, and just a little bit more about that. So a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, over on my personal YouTube channel, I don't remember exactly why I did this there, but I shared about heartschooling and my idea behind why I want to heartschool, why I want to reach my kids' heart, and like how that is more important to me than any of the school knowledge that they'll learn from me. So if you haven't watched that, I'll make sure to leave it linked below. But I'm going to kind of expand and talk a little bit more about that today. So my main priority for our homeschool, like I have mentioned in that other video, is that my kids, I'm stealing this slogan from my church, that my kids love Jesus, love people, and help people love Jesus. I've taken it on as my personal motto and our homeschool motto, and yeah, I just totally took that from our church. They talk about that a lot, and I feel like that just encompasses everything. But our main priority this year is obviously living that, and kindness to each other. And when I was thinking about kindness to each other, this one phrase just kind of kept getting stuck in my head, and it is from a verse, although I realized afterwards that it's actually from 2 verses, and the phrase is walk in love. And I'll share the verses here. So the first verse, the one that I knew it was from, is 2 John verse 6b. I guess, yeah, 2 John must be only one chapter because that's how I wrote it here. It says, "This is the command as you have heard it from the beginning, that you walk in love." And then Ephesians 5 verse 2, I think which Bible did I use for this? I think these are both CSB, possibly ESV, but I think CSB version. Ephesians 5:2, "Walk in love as Christ also loved us and gave himself for us." So my goal this year, we have educational goals, and I'll talk about that a little bit, but my real main goal is that we focus on the heart. And if we're having a day, and like including myself in on this, if we're having a day where we are being short with each other or frustrated, I want to like set the academic stuff aside and focus on the heart and just make that our real true focus, because I feel like education, like according the educational side of things, we can catch up on that. Kids can learn that on their own. But if we can't learn to love other people, then that's going to severely affect us as we go forward. So that is our overarching goal. And then something I do each year is I interview my kids, and I have the interview pages in the Homeschool Vision Planner as well. And sometimes I ask them exactly the questions on there. Sometimes I deviate and ask them different questions. I always like to ask them things that they're interested in, and it doesn't have to be anything to do with academics, but maybe sometimes I can take that idea and use it in the school. So one of the things one of the things my daughter's really interested in and always has been. Okay, I feel like social workers know when I'm filming and they always phone during this time. So one of the things that she's always been interested in is illnesses, specifically Black Death. She has had a fascination with Black Death for a very long time. She was always getting Black Death books out from the library, and she was telling me her interests, things that she is intrigued by. She loves watching Operation Ouch, and one of the things that she said was illnesses and disabilities, and it made me think, yeah, for sure, she's been interested in this for a long time. And she wasn't expecting that we like do anything necessarily for this for school, but it has sparked an idea in me that, yeah, like we can research some of these, like spend some time looking into them, like Black Death and other things, to a greater extent. So I love getting a list of things that they're interested in for both of my kids. And it was pretty cool, some of the things that she listed. I was like, oh, I was actually planning on having us study that this year, so that's really good, that kind of like verification that yes, we should definitely study that then. One of the things that she was really interested in is Nepal, and that was on my list, so that's pretty cool. And then I have been trying to have a word or a verse for the year for my kids, and just different areas that I want them to work on. Some areas maybe where I feel like they could be a little stronger, and I don't even mean the academic side here again. I just mean maybe more of a character trait or something like that that I want them to get a little better at. And so this year we have verses for each of them. My husband helped with that, which I really appreciate. I do most of the homeschooling as, you know, the homeschooling mom, the one who's at home and he's working all day. But I really appreciate him having that input. It makes it more of a family endeavor, which I feel like it is, but it is different because he's not here all the time. One of the things that I want us to be working on this year that is also not an academic thing, isn't like a character trait thing. I want us to work, well, it is a character trait. I want us to be working on perseverance, but specifically I was thinking of getting each of them. I might not do this for my son. If you guys have a suggestion, an alternative for boys for this, I was thinking of getting my daughter a cross-stitch kit from online, one that's not going to be done in a day, when we have to work on for an extended period of time to work on perseverance, and then we have this thing to show for it at the end. And I might make my son do it as well. There are some really cool ones for boys, like, I don't know, what did I see? Like some mountain scenes, some camping scenes, northern lights, different stuff like that. It looks cool. It doesn't look like a girly cross-stitch kit, but I'm not sure if he would enjoy it a ton. I'm also not sure if I care too much if he enjoys it, just to get this lesson in. If there was something else there, a different alternative, I might like that better, but so far that's what I'm thinking. But I'm open to suggestions, and he might appreciate that as well. Although this kid loves finger knitting, so sometimes I have these ideas like, oh, this is definitely a girly thing, he won't like this, but he surprises me a lot. And while we like to do our research units kind of as our main core of our academics, I do like to have an idea of different resources we want to take advantage of. I'll get more into this when I share more about our curriculum stuff, different field trips that we want to go on. There's not a whole lot of options, I feel like, where we live, but I like to hear which ones the kids have enjoyed so we can do those again. And then this year for us, the hardest part for me in this planning stage is right now we have 3 fostered littles. Two of them are 3, one of them just turned 2. The 3-year-olds are both about to turn 4 in the next month or 2. But they are all possibly leaving to go back with family in the next 2 months. So this will change our homeschool, and I love that homeschooling can be flexible, so I can make these changes. I don't have to like make a plan and it's set in stone, and if they go, then we're messed up, or if they stay, then we're messed up. I'm trying to plan kind of for both options, so it feels kind of like planning 2 different years, and it's a little bit more complicated. So I may be doing preschool on top of it, or I may not be, or I may for a month and then not, or I may for a few months and then not, and then I may again, who knows. And then one thing that I wrote down that I actually really want to get back into, and this works well if the littles stay with us, but I really want to do it even if they don't, and that is to get back into reading picture books with my kids, including and kind of even especially my big kids. I feel like I really miss that being able to sit down together. And I feel like if a picture book is a good picture book, it could be enjoyed by any age, myself included. I love a good picture book. And I have been writing lists of my favorite picture books that were published from this year over on my new book website. I'm trying to keep like all my book stuff on a certain website, so it's heyreader.me. And so I've been sharing some of my favorite books that have been published this year, picture books included, all the different book lists from now on are going to be over there, or from like the last month and on. And then there's a section in here for like mother culture, things that I want to work on. And I think my biggest thing this year, let me just get to this page. I feel like the area that I want to work on the most is being present and living and enjoying this season that we're in, whatever season that is. So if the littles are here, I want to enjoy this season. If they go, I want to enjoy that season. I want to not constantly be waiting for the next season or wishing for the next season, or even looking back and seeing the kids when they were like all little and wishing for that season. I want to live in the present and be present. That has always been a struggle for me, and I feel like I'm maybe more noticing it this year. So that's the thing that I want to work on the most for myself. So I would love to hear what's the main focus of your homeschool this year? Is there some areas you want to focus on with your kids? Some different ideas for perseverance in kids, maybe a cross-stitch alternative for my son. And as a homeschool mom, what is it that you want to work on this year? Thanks for being here, guys, and hopefully I will be back fairly soon with a new video. And definitely join me on Instagram to catch up on all the things there.